and it doesn't work as a versatile piece of equipment.
It's just the Ford is just a Taurus, mainly. They lowered the roof line on it. You guess for someone my size, Chuck, or some of the taller officers, once you got in there, you had room, but it was so hard to get in and out of the thing. When you got to jump out in a hurry, there was no jumping out in a hurry.
Should see. Some of them look like turtles trying to wobble their way out of those cars. It's terrible. And it's.
Don't they get you on the Ford SUVs too?
Excuse me?
That's an Interceptor,
That's what you're calling an Interceptor?
Yeah, I forgot what.
Expedition or something?
No, it's not an Expedition, it's an all-wheel drive, it's not a Taurus, I forgot what they call it. But
You're talking about a car or SUV?
like the one that Westward Village has got, you seen theirs?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's the,
Well, drive down Longfellow Road about 60 mile an hour, and you'll see it.
it's based on that, built on that, chassis and thing, and the parts interchange with the car and the SUV. When I was looking at them, the only thing I lean more toward the Ford. Back then, Fords were a heck of a lot cheaper. Chevrolet always came in $3,000-$4,000 higher on the competitive bids than Ford. And going to those chief schools down in Huntsville, just listen to 60 or 70 chiefs from all over the state give me feedback. And with those round table discussions we were doing, everybody seemed to have a problem. They loved the vehicle, but couldn't keep them out of the shop. It's either front end or the transmission. It seemed like they were having trouble with all the time. They couldn't keep them out of the shop. And they were down for something. Of course, a lot of these younger officers too were down. Air conditioner was low cold. We didn't have air conditioning when I started. No, we didn't even have radio. The county would buy cars. They took, literally, they paid extra to have that AM radio. They didn't have FM. And they just had a hole in the dash.
You just had a bullhorn.
Yeah. They just put board over, a piece of wood over that hole that was trim. And the old chain-driven light bar that you had to reach up there and slap, make it go around.
What about cranking that siren?
No, we use a cat.
Use that hole that holds your map scope, that's your GPS.
Chief will do his research and get what he feels is the best deal.
Well, I actually I've got a sergeant that's really I've got a tech sergeant that knows he can tell you the inside and outside of the computer. And I've got a sergeant that researches and will tell me the specs and the size and the difference in what it'll run. I pay people to know this information and relay it to me so that I can relay it to you. I'm not a car guy and I'm not a computer guy, but I know enough about it all to be able to talk educatedly enough to give you that information. But if we wanted to talk specs and, different size motors and what's running on this and that, I've got a sergeant that would come in here and he'll be able to basically diagram a car out for you. And that's what he does. That's one of his strengths for me.
That's why we got Randy here.
And I know from the administrative point of view, the ones we're running right now are eating us up.
Well, I was surprised to hear he had trouble with Tahoes, but it's part of the police package is a problem, because I work on them Tahoes all the time, got 200,000 plus miles on them regularly.
They just get run so long and so hard, and they're putting so much. I've got computers and hotspots and radios and siren boxes. There's so much draw on those. They just didn't.
The federal government and the state out of business, we could still be in Crown Vic, and those things won't work for. They've run forever.
They were the best.
Well, Chief, I guess you get some black and white Harleys and get out there and go. You'll know about them.
It's getting to be as busy as traffic out there as they're busy enough.
All right, do we have any more comments during this public hearing?
Well, if we went with the total revenues of $194,600 and the total expenditures would be $204,484, that would end up with a budget balance in the red of 9884. If you take out the 1306 we've incorporated for the increase, the actual bottom line would be minus 8578.
So I think you should leave I think the increase is likely to happen, so I would move forward with that.
Okay, that would be a balance in the red of minus 9884.
There was an issue, and I apologize, I would not, I understand that it's not uncommon to turn in a budget in the red. Marvin and I sat down and we worked on this, and when we originally put it together, there was an error in the number. One of the numbers that we didn't have control over that was entered in, it was just entered in wrong, and that could have been on me, it could have been on the, that entry. And it gave us a bottom line that was in the black, and I think if y'all will recall, we were in a meeting when someone pointed out, well, wait a minute, I think Paula, you found it, and you said, hold on, this number, I think it was insurance or something that we didn't have any control over. And when we realized that, I apologize for turning in a budget that's in the red, but I think we can make it work.
Well, I think this, like I think you just pointed out, this is the first time you've ever brought us one that's even slightly in the red. So at the end of the day, we've got Marvin, what all's in crime reserve right now?
Well, there's not a reserve, but it has 115,000 in balance, so it offsets the.
Right. So after 1 year of that, I have no heartburn with it.
But next year, watch it.
I'm here to tell you.
How many vehicles will that make you now for the new ones?
I'm still gonna be short of several. I brought a list. I mean, we're gonna replace them at this juncture.
I need some glasses.
I make a mistake doing this every time. I've still got a 2000, I've got 2006s that were, Mosley's in one. I have one more that I might need to replace, but then the next one will go up to 2011, or 2021 till I need to buy, we're doing the 10-year program on these vehicles. The other two are auxiliary cars. Mosley's a CID unit, and Ken 2 is a warrant unit. Those are my other 2006s. Those are not necessarily, we can limit those along, so really, 2 years if I had to.
If you weren't buying a car, obviously it'd be in the black, but this is just one piece of your overall budget. So, because I mean, it was in the red and just for clarity in 16 and 17 as well. But I don't think, this is just a funding mechanism for stuff you need. And as long as you're managing the entire budget, and that's all. That's it.
All right. Any more comments during the public hearing? That we will close the public hearing at 6:48, and we will move to action for public hearing. Consider recommendation City Council for approval of 1920 operating crime control and prevention district budget. So moved.
So moved, what is
Move to approve the budget presented.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. None opposed, motion carries, and we are adjourned at 6:48. What, on the adjournment? You usually go.
You don't have.